welcome back with more tips and tricks with Stud Muffin 1986. Today I'm going to be going over some things that I've learned to help me be a better heavy tank player. Now, heavy tanks, their strength is basically their armor. You have to get really good at knowing how to apply pressure, angle your tank, knowing how to side scrape, and through this video I'm going to kind of show you some of the examples of that. But just then you notice that I had asked for support on the right flank, primarily because they outnumber us with heavy tanks, and if rushed, they could overpower us pretty good. Just once again, being that heavies have more armor, they're very good at applying pressure, and they could come up on us pretty aggressively and win that way. So with this map, if you outnumber the enemy by quite a bit with heavy tanks and the enemy team has medium tanks, just rush this side. Can't really do that just because obviously they've got more heavy tanks, so they've got the upper hand on this side, but you'll definitely be able just to overrun them. Now you may ask, why are you using camo on a heavy tank? It's not like you're trying to use it to snipe or remain undetected in a heavy. No, I just use it because it looks awesome. Now here, even though I've got my turret completely turned sideways, I probably should have backed up a little more. I was trying to use that large box off to the left-hand side to protect me while I turn my turret. You don't ever just want to like completely have that flat against the enemy. Also, you know, carry heat rounds or, you know, APCR rounds, especially in a heavy. You're going to be going up against, you know, head-on with a lot of tanks with strong armor. So you need something that's going to really be able to penetrate those. Unlike, you know, mediums, it's still always good to have the high penetrating rounds, but, you know, your job's more so flanking and being able to, you know, get those side or rear shots. Heavies is all about straight on and pressure. Here I'm being aware of my surroundings. Even though I've got my turret turned left, I'm still using that hill and that box to protect myself on the right hand side so they don't shoot me. Now I'm coming a little bit over here to the right hand side so that I can get a better angle on them and put a bit more pressure on them to keep them tucked back there and not be able to pop out as much and be able to get some more shots on them. Here they're just using some HESH rounds, which, yeah, it's okay. I mean, it'll do a little damage, but, you know, with an E-100 with its slow reload time, you really want to be able to use that time as effectively as possible to be able to get those really good shots with the full amount of damage this thing can do. Now, another thing with being a heavy tank, being that you're on the front lines applying pressure, there's going to be a lot of moving back and forth, angling. Don't ever get behind a heavy tank or, you know, someone that's going to be trying to back up a lot. You know, give them space. I hope I didn't block that FV. I don't know what he was really doing there, but yeah, you know, give yourself some space. So now here, as I'm moving forward, I know obviously I've got some clear shots, but sometimes you'll notice when I don't have visibility, I'll go to my external view like how I am now and almost like angle my turret, not directly pointing at them so they've got a flat face and cheeks to hit me from, but more so have my turret angled so that I can still poke out, see them, practically be invincible with hopefully strong enough armor, being angled, and then being able to pull back and then readjust, pop back and get another shot. Yeah, you'll notice, you know, still using the landscape, you know, or buildings or whatever to protect myself, buildings from the left side, hills from the right side, peeking over, you know, also being just situationally aware, which you'll see a little bit later on. I thought the building was a little bit further in front of me to the left-hand side and wasn't actually cost me a little bit. But, yeah, I mean, you know, it's a lot of moving back and forth when you're in a heavy because you don't want people, even though when you're applying pressure, and when in that situation, you're much more likely to be in a close quarter combat situation. And also, sometimes it helps just to let your team know if you're reloading, so they know if, you know, if they're applying pressure, the enemy, they can come over and help, just like how this guy's doing now. Of course, this is where I kind of get messed up, not being situationally aware that I was in front of the building, so that didn't really help me out at all. But now that these guys are weak, I could just go ahead and use HESH shells and just take them out. Got an 800 damage cannon, should do the job. So as you can see here, I'm still reloading. I see this guy coming up on me. I start angling my tank so that he does not get a shot at me at all, which that was beautiful, being able to block that fully and just finish him off. So now we've completely eliminated all their enemies on the right flank. Numbers are looking a bit better, which is pretty good. Okay, so looks like, all right, that's not very good that they have a guy that's got full health. I think our other guy has close to full health, which is really good. Mainly just, communicating with the team, hey, cover me, because I was thinking, maybe I might go down and try to detect him, but since we already saw him and I was kind of in the middle of the right, and that didn't really make a whole lot of sense. So now just trying to reposition myself to get a good shot. I noticed that, not really going to be able to do anything right here. He's got this angle covered, so I'm going to try a different angle, different approach, so that we can try getting this guy from a different side. Or two different sides, I should say. And to clarify what I meant earlier by going down, nothing suicidal, obviously. Going about in a way, kind of like how I do right here, you'll see, where I try to make sure I'm behind some buildings, detect him real close, back up, utilize this window right here to get a shot, keeping myself angled, using Hesh since I don't have a lot of time to aim right now, and he's got a better cannon than me. But, move forward. So, okay, we lost him. Move forward. I'm going to try to detect him for our Panzer E-100 up there. So this is what I mean by applying pressure on the enemy. Moving up on them, using your armor, angling, side scraping. The more and more practice you get at it, the better and better you'll end up getting. And you'll end up eventually becoming an awesome heavy tank player. So no idea where this guy is, but I've got the turret. I know he's got. Oh, there he is. Beautiful. And there we go. That's the game. So good game. They did really good. Pretty intense there toward the middle and beginning, but we're able to pull through. Thanks for watching. Another tips and tricks with Stud Muffin 1986.